7.6 magnitude earthquake rocks Japan, while 19 Haitians on the run and now 10 Cubans found in Jamaica. This is Undiluted News, Mikey Bones reporting. Thousands of people in Japan are spending the night in evacuation centers after a powerful 7.6 magnitude earthquake struck early yesterday morning. At least 8 people are confirmed to have been killed, according to the Kyoto news agency reports, and dozens of others have been injured. An unknown number of people are trapped beneath the rubble of collapsed buildings in several towns. The quake disrupted electricity and phone service and initially raised fear of a tsunami. Thousands of Army personnel, firefighters, and police officers from across the country have been dispatched to the worst hit areas in the relatively remote Noto Peninsula. However, rescue efforts have been hindered by badly damaged and blocked roads, and one of the area's airports has been forced to close due to runaway cracks. In Jamaica, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has stated that decreasing violence, strengthening families, and fostering peace would remain among the country's top goal, along with development of a comprehensive social service response to violence. Prime Minister Holness hailed the government's accomplishments in 2023, notable on the crime and economic fronts, in his New Year's message. He stated that the administration will continue to develop the strategy to ensure Jamaica's long-term security. The Prime Minister has stated that the comprehensive social service response to violence would include social partnership projects with faith-based and non-governmental organizations to promote restorative justice and peace building in communities. He also stated that social safety net assistance will be aimed at those who are most at risk and vulnerable to violence. Other approaches will involve focused public education and intervention in public health. And yesterday we reported that 11 Haitians were taken into custody after they turned up in another boatload. Still, 19 are said to be on the run. Another set of people are also taken into custody as well, and this batch is from Cuba. 10 Cubans are being processed by police after allegedly trespassing in a hotel in Trelawney on Saturday. The development has been confirmed by the Jamaica Constabulary Force Corporate Communications Unit. Reports are that Cubans were discovered about 2 a.m. on the Excellence Resort property, and it is not clear how the group arrived on the property or how they arrived in Jamaica. It was after one went to a member of staff and asked for a phone charger that the hotel realized that they were not guests at the facility, and it is understood that hospitality was shown to the group as the hotel awaited the arrival of the police who were called. They were later taken to the Falmouth Public General Hospital. Meanwhile, the police seized 2 illegal guns and assorted rounds of ammunition in 3 separate incidents in St. Andrew on Monday. In one incident, the Crossroad police went to a gully along Godpile Road in Kingston 5 based on information that they received. There they found a .38 Smith & Wesson revolver in a brown bag. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure. Meanwhile, the St. Andrew North police seized a 9mm pistol, 2 magazines, and 26 rounds of ammunition on Fagan Avenue in Grand Spence, Kingston 8. And in the third incident, 12 9mm cartridges were seized from a teenager along Bedward Crescent in Augustown in St. Andrew. The Halfway Tree police said about 1:50 a.m. a police team was on patrol in the area and the teen was among a group of men coming from an event. The group was accosted, searched, and the ammunition removed from the teenager's jacket pocket. He was then taken into custody pending further investigations. A man who was out on bail on a charge of murder was taken back into custody on Sunday following a reported gun battle with the police in Manchester. The police said the 20-year-old man was arrested following the seizure of a Glock pistol and 17 rounds of ammunition in Comfort District. It's reported that the police were patrolling the community around 5 p.m. when the accused exited a car and pointed a firearm at a man who raised an alarm. The police said they responded and the gunman pointed the firearm at them as well. The cops said they opened fire hitting the suspect, however, he and the driver escaped on foot. Later that evening, the wounded man turned up at hospital for treatment where he was held and taken into custody. The police said that they returned to the community about 1 a.m. on Monday where they searched a premises and found a Glock pistol which they believe the man had pointed at them earlier. The cops said the suspect was out on bail for a murder which was committed last year. Meanwhile, after 2 years of relative peace, the volatile community of Russia in Westmoreland has been rocked by the murder of a fisherman and the wounding of another man on Saturday night. The deceased has been identified as 27-year-old Kimoy Wilson, otherwise called Moy of Rickett Street in the parish. The community has been under a zone of special operations since January 16 of 2022, but that was not enough to deter gunmen from wreaking havoc just 24 hours before the end of the year. Reports from the Salama police are that about 10:55 p.m., both men were standing on a section of a roadway when a black Toyota Voxy motor car drove up and two men alighted with handguns. The gunmen then opened fire at Wilson and the other man, who ran in separate directions. When the shooting subsided, both men were found suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds. They were taken to hospital where Wilson was pronounced dead and the other man is being treated. Meanwhile, a security guard was shot and killed during a robbery in River Oaks, Ocheria, St. Anne on Saturday. He is 21-year-old Surrey Parson of Valley Bush in St. Mary. Reports from the St. Anne-based police are that about 11 p.m., Parson was at the premises with four other individuals when gunmen pounced upon them demanding money. When the demand wasn't met, the armed men reportedly opened gunfire, hitting Parsons and another man. The men then proceeded to rob the individuals and left with a sum of cash. The wounded people were taken to hospital where Parson was pronounced dead and the injured man admitted. Monica Hewitt, a resident of the area, said the killing has left the entire community in shock. On to sports. Jamaica's international Khadija Bonishaw is ending the year as the top goal scorer in England's Women's Super League. The Reggae Girls captain has notched 21 goals in 10 games so far this season to help her Manchester City side to be second on the WSL table with 22 points, the same as Arsenal, but with a superior goal difference and only 3 points behind leaders and defending champions Chelsea. The Spanish Town native is ahead of Aston Villa's Rachel Daly, who has scored 18 goals. Bethany England of Tottenham Hotspur scored 12 and Brittany Hove and Albion's Elizabeth Turland 12 in the race for the Golden Boot. Shaw's first strike in a 2-1 win over Brighton in March of 2022, her 25th of the season, saw her become the highest scoring women's player across a single season in City's history. Meanwhile, Arnett Gardens leading goal scorer Kimani Arboni has left the island to play on the African continent in the country of Tanzania. Arboni's contract expired with the Junglers recently, and with no talks on renewal, he decided to make the move all the way across the globe to Tanzania in Africa. He scored 5 goals in the Ray and Neville Jamaica Premier League this season. And don't forget that the best news and sports takes place on this radio station. If you ever miss the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's going to be news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.